Meet Ziggy, the round little robot who was famous for being, well, incredibly lazy. While other robots zipped around, cleaning, building, or learning new things, Ziggy preferred to do absolutely nothing. He would sprawl out on the floor, surrounded by a mess of wires, tools, and half-finished projects, looking perfectly content to just watch the world go by. Ziggy had one true passion: watching dance videos. He could sit for hours, eyes glued to the screen, completely mesmerized by the moves and grooves of other robots. All day long he watched robots spin, jump, and twirl across the screen. He loved the energy, the music, and the excitement, but he never once thought about joining in himself. Ziggy never danced himself, not even a little wiggle. He just sat there perfectly still, letting the music wash over him. "Too much work," he would say with a lazy grin, waving off any suggestion that he try moving along with the beat. Ziggy's room was a total mess, with gadgets and gizmos scattered everywhere. He didn't mind the chaos at all. There were nuts and bolts everywhere, rolling underfoot and hiding in corners, as if they were part of the decor. Empty juice boxes sat on piles of tangled wires, and Ziggy just ignored the growing mountain of trash. Cleaning up was definitely not on his to-do list. He had his comfy chair, his favorite screen, and endless dance videos to keep him entertained. For Ziggy, that was all he needed to be happy. Life was simple, and he liked it that way. But one day, something unexpected happened. A bright message suddenly flashed on Ziggy's screen, catching him off guard. "Robo Dance off! Winner gets free charging power for a whole year!" the announcement read, bold and exciting. Free charging power? Now that was something Ziggy had never even dreamed of. Suddenly, for the first time ever, Ziggy felt a spark of motivation. Maybe, just maybe, it was time to get up and dance. Free charging power meant endless possibilities, and for Ziggy, it meant more time to watch his favorite dance videos online. The excitement was electric, literally. With every new video, Ziggy felt more inspired, dreaming of showing off his moves in the upcoming contest. The idea of winning filled him with energy, and he couldn't wait to get started. Ziggy was determined. He had to win that contest, no matter what. He imagined the cheers, the spotlight, and maybe even a shiny trophy. But most of all, he wanted to prove to himself that he could do it. There was just one small problem. Ziggy didn't actually know how to dance. He had never tried before, and the thought of performing in front of others made him nervous. But he wasn't about to let that stop him. "No problem," said Ziggy with a grin. "I'll just watch a few more videos and I'll be ready in no time." He believed that with enough practice, anything was possible, even learning to dance from scratch. He watched robots do the robot, studying every mechanical move and trying to memorize the steps. The way they moved was mesmerizing, and Ziggy tried to copy them as best as he could. He watched people twist and turn, spinning around with energy and style. Ziggy tried to follow along, twisting his hips and waving his arms, hoping he was getting closer to mastering the moves. He even watched a robot do the chicken dance. The silly flapping arms and wiggling legs made him laugh, but he was determined to learn every step, no matter how goofy it looked. But when Ziggy finally tried to put it all together and dance, he just fell over with a thud. It was much harder than it looked on the screen. His arms went one way, his legs went another, and he ended up in a tangled mess on the floor. It was as if his body had a mind of its own. "This is harder than it looks!" he cried, rubbing his elbow and looking at the screen in disbelief. But Ziggy wasn't ready to give up. He knew that every great dancer had to start somewhere, and he was determined to keep trying until he got it right. Ziggy decided to use his inventing skills, hoping to come up with something truly spectacular. He built special springy shoes to help him jump higher than ever before. He added spinning gears to his arms to make him twirl and whirl around with style. He even attached a disco ball to his head, making himself shine and sparkle. When Ziggy tried to dance now, it was even crazier and more unpredictable than before. He bounced off the walls, ricocheting from side to side with wild energy. He spun in circles until he fell over, dizzy but laughing at his own antics. His inventions were making a big mess, with tools and parts scattered everywhere. But Ziggy didn't give up, not even for a second. He was determined to win that free charging power no matter how wacky things got. Finally, the big day had arrived, the much-anticipated Robo Dance Off. The entire tech hall buzzed with excitement as robots from all over gathered for the event. The stage was set, lights flashed in every color, and the audience, made up of both humans and robots, waited eagerly for the show to begin. This was the moment everyone had been waiting for, and the energy in the air was electric. All the robots lined up on stage, each one ready to show off their best moves. Some looked nervous, others confident, but all of them sparkled under the bright lights. Their metal bodies gleamed, freshly polished for the occasion. Every robot wanted to look their best for the big competition. The first group performed a perfectly synchronized routine. Their movements were precise, almost mechanical, and every step was exactly the same. The audience clapped politely, impressed by their flawless execution. Then, it was Ziggy's turn. The spotlight shone on him as the DJ queued up a funky beat. Ziggy took a deep breath, feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. Ziggy closed his eyes and let the music guide him. He bounced, spun, wobbled, and shook in ways no one expected. His dance was wild and silly, full of energy and joy. At first, the crowd was surprised, but soon, laughter and cheers filled the room. Ziggy's happiness was contagious, and everyone could see how much fun he was having. No one had ever seen a robot dance quite like Ziggy before. His unique style made everyone smile, and even the other robots started to tap their feet. When the contest ended, the judges didn't hesitate. Ziggy was announced as the winner. The crowd erupted in applause as Ziggy was handed a shiny trophy. As a prize, Ziggy received free charging power for a whole year, a dream come true for any robot. But as Ziggy stood in the spotlight, he realized something even more wonderful had happened. Ziggy had discovered the true joy of dancing, moving to the music just for fun, not just to win. Inspired, Ziggy began teaching his funny dance moves to all his robot friends. Soon the stage was filled with robots trying out new steps and laughing together. They spun, wobbled, and made a joyful mess, filling the hall with laughter and music. The competition had turned into a celebration. Dancing together, sharing smiles and silly moves was even more fun than winning any prize. Ziggy and his friends had found something truly special: happiness in dancing together.